maathrey namaha. Today we'll make an attempt to understand the Ananta PadmaNabha Vratam, Ananta PadmaNabha ChaturDashi or Ananta ChaturDashi. How is it connected to Vinayaka Chavati, Vinayaka navaratris that we celebrated, and why is that we can perform Ananta Vratam only one day a year? Shivashaktya yukto yadi bhavati shakta pravitam nache devam devo nakalu kushla spanditupi ataswamaradhyam harihara virinjade berpe pranantum stotumva kadamakada punya pravati. Vimalapati, Kamalakuti, Pustakarudrakshas Astahasapati, Kamakshi, Pakshmalakshi, Karita Vipanchi, Vibhasi Vairinchi. Manojavam Marutulya Vegam, Jitendriyam, Buddhimatam, Varishtam, Vatatmajam, Vanarita Mukyam, Shree Ramadutam, Sirasanamam. Apadam Apahartaram, Dataram, Sarvasampadam, Lokabhiramam, Shree Ramam, Bhuyo, Bhuyo, Namamyam. Shree Rama Rama Rameti, Rame Rame Manorame, Sahasranama Tatulyam, Ramanama, Varanane. Now, Vishnu and Ganesha have a very loving relation and bond that is explained in all the avatars of Mahavishnu. And to prove the love and relation Vishnu and Ganesha share, this Ananta PadmaNabha Vratam reminds us when Lord Ganesha comes in, the one who is omnipresent and the one who is ubiquitous, that Ganesha takes a personified and finite Anta form of a Murti, where all of us pray to him in the form of an idol. Starting from Vinayaka Chavati, the next 9 nights, the Vinayaka Navaratris, and those Navaratris conclude, and then the Ananta ChaturDashi comes, when the finite Vinayaka goes back to the mother nature, the Pancha Bhautika, or the 5 elements of the nature, as he has come from the soil and takes a shape, and whatever the ingredients are, when we actually take the Murti back and leave it in a water body, everything dissolves back, goes back to the formless nature of which the soil and other materials were gathered and made the Ganesh Murti out of. Now, this philosophy is an extremely important philosophy for all of our lives. It denotes our lives on how our eternal soul is taking a form. Today, this body is called Prasanna. You are called with your own name. And that finite form has to go back to its creator one day. And that is the cycle that is represented by all these Navaratris that come. Ganesha Navaratris, Rama Navaratris, Durga Navaratris, Devi Navaratris, right? That denotes the life cycle of a mortal, to show how the cyclical nature of the nature kicks in the form of all these divine Navaratris that we celebrate. Now, Vishnu once went to Mount Kailash on Vinayaka's birthday, and by the time he went there, Vinayaka was sleeping. Being a kid who ate all the snacks and he had bhuktayasam, so he was sleeping. Vishnu kept the Sudarshana Chakram next to him on a small tabletop, which is essentially, one of a snow-filled. Mount Kailash is filled with snow, so think of it as a snow-filled table. And he basically was keeping his conch, his Sudarshanam. And Ganesha, who was sleeping, just woke up and saw this very interesting disc that had many edges. He thought it was a playful thing. And as he woke up, he was still dreaming about all the delicacies that his mother, our mother Parvati Devi, made for him on the birthday. And he was imagining those and thinking that the Sudarshana Chakra is also a delicacy made for his birthday. He swallowed the Sudarshana Chakra. And then after some time, when he woke up fully, he came to his parents, bowed down to them, and there was his maternal uncle, Lord Vishnu, he bowed down to him as well. And after some time, Vishnu was ready to go back to Vaikuntham. As he was packing his things, he realized the Sudarshana Chakram is missing. The Sudarshan Chakra was given by Lord Shiva to Lord Vishnu when Lord Vishnu prayed to Shiva to ensure that he gets all the power to kill all the Rakshasas every time he has to go. Because as a Sthitikara, it is Lord Vishnu's job to ensure that all adharmic elements are removed and eliminated, and therefore Dharma is restored. And to get that, he needs the power of Rudra, just like Lord Rama needs the power of Lord Hanuman in order to go kill the Rakshasas. Without Rudra's Shakti or Shiva's Shakti, even Vishnu will not be able to bring an end to all these adharmic elements. Therefore, Vishnu prayed to Lord Shiva, and he gathered 108 lotuses, and he was chanting each of the names of Lord Shiva in uh, the 108 names. He was offering each of the lotuses. Shiva wanted to show Vishnu's devotion towards Shiva, and therefore Shiva ensured that one of the lotuses disappeared, therefore reducing the count to 107. When Vishnu was doing this 108 namas chant of Lord Shiva, he offered 107 names and 107 lotuses. When the 108th name came, he did not have a lotus to offer. He suddenly realized that many of the gods, devotees, rishis have told him in the past that his eyes, Arvindana Lochana. So his Lochanas, the eyes, also look like an Aravinda lotus. Therefore, he removed one of the eyes and offered it as a lotus to Lord Shiva. Immediately, Lord Shiva appeared and gave him a beautiful darshanam, Spatikamani Nibam, like a crystal. And when Shiva appeared in front of Vishnu, not only the eye was restored back, but he gave him a magical, powerful disc, which was named as Sudarshanam by Vishnu because he could not forget the beautiful darshan that he got of Lord Shiva. Therefore, the disc got the name of Sudarshanam. This is the brief history of Sudarshana Chakram. Now, this Sudarshana Chakram, which was swallowed by Ganesha, you know, Lord Vishnu searched for it everywhere as he was about to go back to Vaikuntham, and then he closed his eyes and realized Lord Ganesha swallowed it. Now, he did everything possible to ensure that this comes out, but Ganesha was not able to pull it out. Then Lord Vishnu did the Mottikaya or hit on his head, and then crossed his hands and caught his ears, and then did sit-ups, what we call kunjis. Now, when Vishnu started doing this, Ganapati started laughing uncontrollably. As he laughed and rolled on the floor laughing, he ended up throwing up whatever was in tummy, and therefore the Sudarshana Chakram also came out. Now, when the Sudarshan Chakra came out, Vishnu washed it and took the disc, and Ganapati said, Mama, you made me laugh so much on my birthday. I loved it. Now, whatever you did by hitting on your head and catching your ears, every time a devotee comes to my temple, if she or he does the same thing, I will be reminded of this episode of you making me laugh on my birthday, and will bless the devotee with all dharmic desires to be fulfilled without any obstacles. If the desires are not dharmic and the devotee does not know, then I will cause obstacles to the devotee to ensure the spiritual, material, and peaceful progress, prosperity, grow for the devotee. Therefore, people will say Vigna Nayaka, Vigna Karaka, Vigna Nashaka. I am the leader of obstacles. I can create obstacles, I can remove obstacles depending on which side the ipsitardham, the desire is inclining, whether it is inclining towards dharmam or adharmam. Depending on that, I will take sides. Now, Vishnu said, you gave me a beautiful boon. Now I will give you a boon, my dear Ganesha. on your Vinayaka Chavuti Navaratras, because it is your birthday, when you go to bless all the humans, and the day you return back to your infinite formless form, that day when people pray to me in my Ananta PadmaNabha avataram, because that Ananta PadmaNabha avataram essentially says that represents all the Ananta, infinite. PadmaNabha being infinite, he is also demonstrating the maternal instinct by ensuring his having the Brahma on the lotus of the navel, PadmaNabha, essentially denoting Vishnu and Vaishnavi. The Vishnu, Narayana, Narayani are the same, or Vishnu is the male form of Lalita Tripura Sundari. Therefore, Vishnu is Alankara Priya and Mother Goddess Parvati. Narayani is also Alankara Priya. She likes makeup, Vishnu likes makeup. Essentially to show that being the infinite, Brahma Ketajanni, we say in Lalita Sahasranam, like Vishnu created Brahma, who continues to create, the god of generation or Srishtikarta. Vishnu ensures all the phases of the cyclical nature of the creation, sustenance happens without any hindrances. Therefore, whichever devotee does this Ananta Padmanabha Vratam, to me, on the Anantha ChaturDashi, right after Vinayaka Chaviti, the Navaratris are done. Whoever does this Ananta Padmanabha Vratam, he or she will be blessed with infinite prosperity of peace, health, happiness through material gains and the spiritual gains as well. And therefore, this Ananta Padmanabha Vratam was recommended by Lord Sri Krishna, who is an avataram of that Ananta Padmanabha Vishnu himself, to Dharmaraja and his brothers when they were struggling and suffering with prarabdha karmas. And from there, the lineage continues. It is recommended that everyone does this vratam for 14 years at a minimum. 14 Chaturdasi, 1 plus 4, 5, again goes back to show that Vishnu is essentially a form of Lalita Tripura Sundari. In Lalita Sahasram, we talk about Pancha Sankhyopacarani. Everything to do with mother goes with the number 5. And this Chaturdasi essentially talks about the 1 and 4 states. What is 1? Advaitam, that which cannot be separated into 2 is 1. That is the Paramatma. Now the 4 are, all of us are in a state of Jagrat, awakening, swapna, dreaming, sushupti, the transition between awakening and dream. These are the 3 states of existence. Once a devotee realizes that this is a mere existence and I lived through this existence many cycles, I have material wealth, I have all the pleasures of life, but I'm still not happy, I'm still not blissful, then he or she starts seeking the spiritual sources and therefore wanting to get on a journey of reaching out to those untapped sources of bliss, which essentially can only be realized and experienced by going inward. Antaramukha Samaradhya, Bahirmukha Sudurlabha. Whether you take a Vishnu Namam, Rama Namam, Krishna Namam, doesn't matter. Names and forms have nothing to do with it. It is the journey from closing the eyes to the Aham Spurana, where the heart beats in the cave. And that journey will lead us with eternal peace and bliss. So the Ananta Padmanabha Vratam will give us those sources, and 1 plus 4, the 4th state essentially is reaching out to that infinite source of bliss, which we call Turiyam. And 1 plus 4, once we start going Turiyatita, we start realizing that Aham Brahmasmi, that so-called God is very much there in me in a fraction. When I am able to go to the sources, like Ramana Maharshi says, keep asking, who am I? Understand where the root of who am I comes from, who is talking to me internally. Okay, and that internal voice is your and my Bhagavad Gita. have a conversation with that voice, and that conversation will be the most intense one. Like we say in Guru Dakshinamurti Stotram, Mauna Vyakya Prakita Parabrahma Tattvam. The Parabrahma Tattvam expresses itself in absolute silence, because absolute silence is where the most intense conversations happen. That is the significance of the Chaturdashi Tithi, where once we cross the three states of mundane existence and start tapping into the fourth state of Turiya, then we will be led to Turiya Thita, that one state where you and I disappear and dissolve into that oneness that powers all of us. This is a brief attempt to explain why Ananta Chaturdashi comes at the end of Vinayaka Navaratris. Stay blessed, spread the bliss around. The true meaning of prasadam is once you realize the value of a learning, the value of a puja, the value of a vratam. It is our job, your job, to ensure that you continue to spread its results, that continue to change and transform you and your roots. That is the true meaning of prasada bhavam. Be blessed, stay blissful, and spread the Ananta PadmaNabha. Stay blessed. Shri Maathrey, namaha.